Hello, welcome back to the channel. I want to start off by saying thank you to everyone that watched the previous video. It is actually my highest viewed video as of yet. So I was just super excited to see the views keep climbing up. And I don't know how to sit there, go there and say thank you enough. I mean, if you can see the big smile on my face just thinking about how many it got. Um, yeah, it just motivates me more and more to keep doing this. And thank you very much for that. And just please like and share the videos, um, and subscribe if you're someone new. It helps keep the channel alive and helps keep me growing. And I I appreciate everything. With that out of the way, I'm just going to get to the video, which is the review for Bravely Default 2 and something else a little bit afterwards. So, Bravely Default, not Bravely Default 2, it's Bravely Default The Flying Fairy, the remaster. Um, I didn't play the original, as I said in a previous video, so this is my first introduction to this game. I originally started playing Bravely Default 2, so I had kind of have to compare the two a little bit in my mind. And I know I probably shouldn't do that because obviously this came out before 2, so 2 could correct the mistakes of this and make it a different game. But I'll start off by saying that since this is a turn-based RPG, it automatically gets bonus points for my personal grading system. Yes, my own personal bias, because it just brings me back and harkens back to those days when I was a child, sitting on the living room floor to be able to play my video games, or when I was old enough to get a TV in my room, sitting at the edge of the bed, playing RPGs and stuff. And it just brings back all that nostalgia factor to my mind, which just makes the gameplay a little bit more enjoyable for me. But even if that wasn't the case, I still think that it would be an enjoyable game for anyone to play. My kids are enjoying watching me play. Um, so the art style of this is really clean and good. You got the textures on the bodies for all the different costumes for the jobs. All the weapons have their own like unique sprites that they show. So when you're equipping them onto your character, not just the weapons but also the shields, you equip them onto your character, and so it changes based upon whatever weapon it is that you actually have equipped, which is something really nice that I appreciate the time and effort that they're going to go through and do that. And it seems more and more games are actually starting to do that. And then you also have the art style for the cities and the landscapes as you're traversing through between each towns and in the dungeons, and it's all really good and diverse. Each city is unique, has its own character and charm to it, along with the NPCs that are just walking around, and you'll see cats and other things. It just kind of brings each town alive. They just have their own special features. And the diversity that they have for the amount of jobs in the game, it looks like there's, just from looking at the journal that it has, that it keeps track of all the different jobs whenever you collect them. Looks like there's a total of 24. I don't have them all yet. But just the range that they have for the classes makes so your gameplay can be customized to however it is that you want to be able to do. You can change it up, which is really good for all the different play styles that everyone has. So the game can be accommodated for whatever your play style is, which is really good too. So you can just make it a better fit for you. And the mini map is really nice. It's got little indicators to help tell you and direct you where you go or where to go, so you don't get lost on the world map. and just kind of helps to progress the story along. Or if you choose to go off and do something else, you can always pick back up and figure out where it is that you're supposed to be going. Plenty of save spots in all the dungeons because there's a little adventurer that you can always save just before the boss, which is always great in case you actually die before the boss. And the last time you saved was 3 hours ago or however long, like back in the day. And then you got to go back and redo it all, which was, I guess, back in the day, we didn't really care because that's just what it was. But it's like, I'm old. I don't want to have to go through and waste another 2 hours of my life to go through and what I already just did. But those are all positive things about the game. The negatives that I have aren't very few, or are very few, but they're noticeable. Mainly, I'm sorry, I can't get past the characters' mouths. They just look like they were drawn in by pencil, or they're just so vastly different when you look at all the texture styles of the people's clothing and everything else, and then they just have this their mouths. It's just like so disappointing to look at as I watch all the scenes when they're talking. I can't get past it. It's just something I've noticed every single time. Um, the next thing was, I don't know if they had mini games in like the first one, but this one has mini games which utilize the mouse controls. They weren't very fun for me. There's two different games. I'll go ahead and list them. I had to write them down because I couldn't remember them off the top of my head. But it's Luxencheer Rhythm Catch. So you'll have little things coming through and hitting the screens, and you have to move the mouse to coincide and tap the buttons at the right spot. I think why this not seems like it's in theory and everything, maybe because I just didn't get a lot of practice with it, but it just seemed to be needlessly complicated where the mouse wasn't exactly where it needed to be, or I wasn't clicking the mouse exactly at the right button, so it was or at the right time, so it was causing me to miss even though I was clicking it right. But then the next one is called Ringa Bell's Panic Cruise. And yeah, if you're trying to play the game, it is like a panic because there's just so much going on for that. For me, I was like, I played it just to be able to, so I could know what it was to expect. And I was like, nope, not for me. I mean, most mini games, I don't mind them. And I'm really glad that these aren't mandatory mini games for you to play like they have in some games. So I can choose to ignore it, which is really good. And talking about the job leveling system itself is maybe because I'm actually just under halfway done with the game. It is if you're wanting to level up the jobs completely, like so they're maxed out before you go to a new job, which I usually tend to do. The job points that you get are a little low for me. So if you're trying to do that, it'll become a grind fest to try to max out all the different jobs. So I mean, maybe it'll get better at the later part of the game as you get as the enemies get harder and your experience points and job points will probably increase. So to make that a lot easier to do. But right now, that's kind of a nitpicky thing. Some people don't mind grinding. I don't mind it for the most part. When it gets when it gets to a certain point, it's like I'm having to grind a little bit too much here. That starts just kind of draws it back. And one good thing about it that I did not talk about was the story. The story itself is engaging, has little emotional bits and twists that I wasn't expecting. I'm trying not to do any spoilers just in case anyone wants to play it. But very overall, it's a very good port. I would actually just because of the few negatives that I have so far, I would probably rate this at like a 9 out of 10. I mean, and it's only $40. So that for my personal like I want to personally try to get a half hour of gameplay for every dollar that I spent on a game. So if I can get that, I feel like it justifies the cost of the game so much, especially when compared to going out to the movies or going out and doing anything that's going to take some time. Yeah, if you can get $1 to $2 for an hour's worth of entertainment, that's worth it in my opinion. But still, very good game. I would highly recommend anyone that's interested in RPGs or really liked Bravely Default 2, hasn't played this, pick it up. Or even if you played it, you want to play it again, can't go wrong for $40. And the next thing I want to do is okay, so Metroid Prime Remastered. I that's the reason I haven't actually been further along in Bravely Default, because after I did the video or for the pickups for it, I put it in and I played it all the way to completion and beat it. And so I'm sorry, Metroid fans. I mean, I see how the game is good. I mean, it has really good aspects for it, but and I enjoyed playing it. But it's like it's not a 10 out of 10 must-have game for me. So I'm going to for Metroid Prime 4 be there waiting in line to pick it up or anything like that. I will probably pick it up and play it. I'll probably wait for whenever it is that it goes on sale. It won't be an immediate, oh, I got to play this type game. I know a bunch of, especially Metroid fans, are probably going to hate me for that, but it is. I mean, goods were things were that the gameplay was smooth. Whenever I was hitting some of the jumps, I realized that the times that I missed the jumps or if I walked into an obstacle, it was my fault. Just not timing things right. And not so you'd overshoot a platform by double jumping or hit the jump too soon. So you just miss the platform. So then you fall all the way down to the bottom. You got to redo it again. So, I mean, in the art style, every area that they had was very clean, diverse, and just beautiful to look at. From ranging from the overworld, which was almost like a rainforest and it was actually raining, to you had um, down inside the Magmor, which was lava, and so I mean, and they had music was for every single area was different and seemed like it fit the area and just to kind of immerse you into the game. I mean, these graphics were so great that even for explosions would actually create a reflection in the visor so you could see Samus's eyes. Or if you went to the water, you'd see the water dripping down from the visor, or steam would come out from vents, would fog up the visor. And it was like really great to be able to see that. And there's so many collectibles for the energy tanks, missile upgrades to get. And I was really great and it was a godsend for the map. If you didn't have a map, I would have no idea. I would not be able to get this through this game. I just really couldn't. And like the bad was the respawn rate of the monsters. I literally went 2 rooms away, came back, and the monsters were already back. I'm like, why? Is at least stay dead for a little bit longer before I have to go through and kill you all again. And I know it's the trope for Metroidvanias. It's where you're going to have to go back through the rooms repeatedly to be able to progress because you got to go backwards to go forward. And just when I've gone through the same room 40, 50 times, however long, many times it felt like when I was playing the game. It seemed like it was a bit much to me. And I really actually could have just used maybe at least one more safe spot in each of the areas. Because if you don't manage your life right, trying to get back and hoping to kill a bot, or hoping to kill one, and hoping that it gives you the energy to be able to survive a little bit longer and make it back to the save point. I mean, that's kind of a nitpicky thing. Maybe I'm just not very good at Metroid and stuff, so most people probably wouldn't find that thing. I mean, but overall, I mean, I'd give it probably a solid 8 out of 10. Good, very good game. I enjoyed playing. I got through it, but again, probably won't be a day, not enough to make Metro Prime 4 a day one pickup for me. But that out of the way, that's. I hope you all had a great fourth. Uh, just thank you again for all the views and everything. And I'll see you all next time.